Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to PSBB Shakthi, NAVARATHRI LEELOTHSAVAM Season 2 titled Shakthi Laharee on this Ashtami day. We commence the day's program with a prayer song on Durga Devi in Navarasa Kannada Ragam composed by Harikeshanallur Muttaya Bhagavathar.
Devi Durita Nivarini Durga 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 Devi Swarga Pavarga Saukhyadayini Swarga Pavarga Saukhyadayini Swarga Pavarga Saukhyadayini Swarga Pavarga Saukhyadayini Suresha Palini Salahu Janani Suresha Palini Salahu Janani Swarga Pavarga Saukhyadayini Suresha Palini Salahu Janani Durga Devi Durita Nivarini Durga Devi Pranagni Samyogadi Janiside Pranagni Samyogadi Janiside Pranavanada Saptaswara Rupini Pranagni Samyogadi Janiside Pranavanada Saptaswara Rupini Vinadivadya Nrityagana Vinadivadya Nrityagana Vinodini Harikesharag Vinodini Harikesharag Durga Devi Durita Nivarini Durga Devi
The greatness of a culture can be found in its festivals. India is a land full of tradition, festivals, values, culture and love. The Navaratri festival spans 9 nights and 10 days and is celebrated differently in various parts of India. In all cases, the common theme is the victory of good over evil based on a regionally famous epic or legend. Today is the 8th day, which is called Durgashtami, as it celebrates the victory of goddess Durga over the evil buffalo demon Mahishasura. Legend has it that owing to a boon bestowed upon him by Lord Brahma, Mahishasura could only be defeated by a female warrior. So, goddess Durga was created from the collective energy of all gods as an embodiment of Shakti or divine feminine power to kill him. Ma Durga is believed to unleash her divine wrath against the wicked for the liberation of the oppressed. The name Durga in Sanskrit means the impenetrable. The other meanings include invincible and unassailable. There are many epithets for Ma Durga in Shaktism, and her 9 appellations are Navadurga. The Shakti Pita, meaning the seat of Shaktis, are significant shrines and pilgrimage destinations in Shaktism. There are 51 Shakti Pitas. of which 18 are named as Mahashakti Pitas or major ones. Let's get to know about the Shakti Pitas in Eastern India. Puravi Namostute.
Kameshwari Namostute, Kameshwari Namostute.
Festive mood setting. Am I right, my dear Ate?
Yes, my dear. Devi or the Divine Mother is the energy called Shakti which has given birth to this entire universe. Navaratri symbolizes this creation of the universe, and hence this is the right time to invoke that Shakti present in and around us.
Who is this Devi? I have not seen her before.
This is Kamakya Devi.
Kamakya Devi?
Yes, Ma Kamakya or Kameshwari is the renowned goddess of desire, whose shrine is considered the most sacred and oldest of the 51 Shakti Pitas.
I am curious to know more about the Shakti Pitas.
Shakti Pita is the sacred space where the supreme goddess takes a strong, well-founded seat on earth. Each side, where the 51 body parts of goddess Sati fell during the Tandava Nritya of Lord Shiva, came to be known as a Shakti Pita. 4 major Shakti Pitas have been mentioned in our Puranas. Vimala Pada Khandancha, Stana Khandancha Tarini, Kamakya Yoni Khandancha, Mukha Khandancha Kalika. The Shakti Pita at Kamakya is regarded as the most sacred as it symbolizes the important aspect of Mother Goddess, namely creation.
Where is Vimala Devi Mandir located?
Ma Vimala Mandir is inside the temple premises of Lord Jagannath at Puri. Devotees pay their respects to the goddess before worshipping Lord Jagannath. Every day, the prasad of Lord Jagannath is re-offered to the goddess before it is distributed as Mahaprasad for the devotees. During Durga Puja, Mother is adorned with various dresses. It ends with Vijayadashmi.
So interesting to know all about this. Which is the next temple at Ate?
Situated right on top of a hill near river Rusikulia, Tara Tarini is one of the Adi Pitas in Odisha.
Why do you call her Tara Tarini?
Ma Tara and Ma Tarini are twin goddesses. It is revered as the Sthana Pita of Adi Shakti.
Amazing!
It is more amazing that out of many severe body parts of goddess Sati, almost 13 fell in Bengal.
Oh, that's why Bengal is land of Kali?
Yes, exactly. The toes of the right foot of Sati's body had fallen in Kaligat at Kolkata. Ma Kali has 3 eyes, a long tongue and 4 hands. Durga Puja during Dashara is celebrated with pomp and splendor here.
Thank you, Ate, for telling me about these Adi Shakti Pitas.
Now let us chant together and seek her blessings. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsthita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namaha.
Diversity thrives. Everything in India is unique, be it language, food, or even the attire vary depending on the region. Though our way of worshipping changes as per our diversified customs, giving that distinctive regional touch, the message conveyed is the same. Navaratri is one such example of celebrating this diversity. It takes the name of Durga Puja in the eastern states of West Bengal, Assam, Tripura, Odisha and Bihar and is celebrated with great enthusiasm. There is a very popular saying in Bengali, Bharo Mashi Tero Parvon, meaning in 12 months there are 13 festivals. Durga Puja, the Bengali cousin of Navaratri, stems from the worship of avatars of the same goddess. Durga or Sherawali. However, having evolved in the eastern state of Bengal, Durga Puja has its own rules which are quite different from Navaratri. In West Bengal, the festival commences from the 6th day. The festival is preceded by Mahalaya, which marks the start of Ma Durga's journey from her mythological marital home Kailash to her natal home along with her 4 children Lakshmi, Saraswati, Ganesha and Kartikeya as per their tradition. A week before, the idols of Avaris Durga are painted except the eyes. On the occasion of Mahalaya, the goddess's eyes are drawn in an auspicious ritual called Chokkudhan. It is believed that the goddess descends to earth at the time of drawing the eyes on the idols. On the day of Mahalaya, Bengalis traditionally wake up at 4 in the morning to listen to recitations from Devi Mahatmyam or Chandipat. On the day of Shoshti, a ritual called Bodhana or Bodhon is done to awaken and welcome the goddess to be a guest. An Adhivasa, an anointing ritual wherein symbolic offerings are made to Ma Durga with each item representing a subtle form of her. On the day of Saptami, Navarathri Snan ritual takes place in which 9 plants are tied together to form the Navaratrika, 9 leaves. They represent the 9 forms of Shakti: Brahmani, banana; Kalika, colocasia; Durga, turmeric; Kartiki, jayanti; Shiva, wood apple; Raktadantika, pomegranate; Sokrahita, ashoka; Chamunda, arum; and Lakshmi, paddy. Navaratrika is taken for a bath, snan, in the river Ganga, after which she is wrapped in a red powdered sari and placed next to Ganesha. This is also known as Pran Pratishta, as it invokes the presence of the goddess in the idol. The Ashtami day begins with the elaborate Pushpanjali. While the priests perform the rituals, others pay respect through 3 rounds of Pushpanjali, floral offering made with cupped palms. Sandhi Puja is done at the juncture when Ashtami ends and Navami begins. It marks the moment when an angry Chamunda emerged from the 3rd eye of goddess Durga and killed the demons Chanda and Munda. The goddess is then offered food, bhog. The Navami Day festival is marked with a homa, fire oblation rituals and bhog. Kumari Puja also takes place on this day. A young girl below the age of 9 is selected to be the living incarnation of goddess Durga. Dressed in new clothes and decked up with floral ornaments, she shares the stage with the goddess. The day of Ma Durga's victory is celebrated as Vijay Dasmi, Bijoya in Bengali, which literally means the victory on the 10th day. One of the rituals on this day is Sindoor Khela, where married women smear sindoor or vermilion on the sculpture idols and also on each other. Then the goddess and her children are taken out in a procession for Visarjan or immersion ceremony, indicating her return to Mount Kailash. During this, people smear each other with colors, dance to popular music and revelers chant Ashe Bochor Abar Hobe, meaning it will happen again next year. Bijoya marks the end of the annual festival. Young people touch the feet of elders for their blessings. Men of the same age perform kolakuli, a kind of hugging gesture. Special sweets, especially naru or roundels made with coconut and jaggery, are distributed. More than festivities, Pujo is an emotion in itself to Bengalis.
In Odisha and other states of India, the worship of Shakti is called Shakta Cult. Dashera is the time to cherish, enjoy and rejoice. The ancient classical dance Odishi, which originated in Odisha, uses symbolic costumes, body movement, abhinaya and mudras set out in ancient Sanskrit literature. In Bengal, during Durga Puja evenings, men and women perform the Dhunuchi dance to the beats of dhank and bells, holding earthen pots blowing a fragrant smoke. The pot has coconut husk on which dhunu, an incense burner and camphor are sprinkled. Let us watch the Odissi and Bengali Dhunuchi dance, a blend of cosmic tune, divine music, smoke, sound and rhythmic swing will now engulf the atmosphere.
উৎসবের অঙ্গনে আজ সবার আমন্ত্রণ, উৎসবের অঙ্গনে আজ সবার আমন্ত্রণ, উৎসবের শোভালোকে আজ আলোকিত মন, উৎসবের শোভালোকে আজ আলোকিত মন, উৎসবের অঙ্গনে আজ সবার আমন্ত্রণ।
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಾಡ ಹಬ್ಬಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತ.
Jai Chamundeshwari. Welcome to the world famous Mysuru Dasara. We are Aditi and Kushal from the Cyber Pigeons yet again bringing you this time celebrations of the Dasara in Mysuru. Goddess Chamundeshwari, located 12 kilometers from Mysuru, the Chamundi Hills is home to the goddess Chamundeshwari, the patron deity of the Mysuru royal family. Legend has it that the goddess Chamundeshwari or Durga slew the demon Mahishasura on Vijayadashami Day. She came to be known as Mahishasura Mardini. Mahishasura was a shape-shifting demon who devised evil ways to trouble people. The battle went on for 9 days and culminated in her victory on Vijayadashami. She was helped by Aswaswa Jwala Malini to slay the demon Raktabji Asura. The Chamundeshwari temple is also considered as a Shakti Pita and one among the 18 Shakti Pitas. It is known as Kraunchi Pita, as the region was known in Puranic times as Kraunchipuri. It is said that the hair of Sati fell here. Chamundeshwari is a garden deity held in reverence for centuries by Maharaja of Mysore. The Mysore kings worshipped Chamundeshwari and built the temple some 600 years ago. The most important festival that is celebrated here is Navaratri. During Navaratri, the idol is decorated in 9 different ways to depict the 9 different aspects of the goddess known as Navadurga. On the 7th day of Navaratri, that is dedicated to the goddess Kalaratri, valuable jewels donated by the Maharajas are brought from the district treasury of Mysuru and are given to the temple to decorate the idol. Mysore Dasara is a royal festival celebrating the victory of truth over evil. It is interesting to note that the name Mysuru is derived from the word Mahishur or Mahishasura Uru, meaning the town of Mahishasura in Kannada.
The origins. History shows that Dasara was celebrated in Hampi, the capital of the Vijayanagara Empire, from the year 1520 to commemorate the victory of Krishnadeva Raya over Udayagiri. From then on, it became a ritual in the empire. The main event was held at Mahanavami Dibba or Dasara Dibba. A large wooden stage was constructed to hold the big idol of the goddess and another dais to seat the king. The woodwork was covered with silks of many colors and precious stones and pearls. The celebrations lasted for 9 days. It began with the king performing the main puja to the local goddess Pampa, who was considered an embodiment of goddess Parvati. In the following days, there were pujas performed to the houses, elephants that were part of the army, to the weapons used and brought an army a victory. Following this puja by the king, there would be a parade led by the state umbrella and the army displaying their might. The brave felicitated new captains named individual animals with extraordinary bravery skills honored. In the evenings, there would be music, dance, plays performed by artists from all over the kingdom and beyond, wrestling matches, javelin throws showcasing the skills, display of fireworks. A very important aspect of this celebration was an exhibition and the sales of goods from foreign merchants. The Chinese, the Arabs, and the Persians were present in large numbers to sell their silk, horses, dry fruits, weaponry, and many other goods. Traveler Domingo Paez recorded his impressions of the Vijayanagara state in his chronicle, the Chronicle of Vijayanagara Kings. Thus, Vijayanagara Dasara made a great impact on the successive centuries also. Perhaps that the grand spectacle was never repeated in later years, but similar procedures were also followed by the Maharajas of Mysore.
Beginnings in Mysore. The Vodayas of Mysore formed a kingdom in southern parts of the Vijayanagara Empire and continued the Mahanavami festival celebration, a tradition started initially by Raja Vodayar I in mid-September 1610 at Srirangapatna. The famous 10-day-long Dasara of Mysore is in honor of the goddess Chamundeshwari. The festivities began with the Vodayar royal couple performing a special puja to goddess Chamundeshwari in the temple located on top of the Chamundi hill at Mysore. The festivities included a special darbar or royal assembly. It was during the reign of Raja Vodayar III in the year 1805 when the king started the tradition of having a special darbar in Mysore Palace during Dasara. This was attended by the members of the royal family, special invitees, officials, and the masses.
This is continued even today with the royal family stirring the celebrations in Mysore. During Dasara, the entire city is gaily decorated along with the palace and important buildings. Cultural programs by famous artists are arranged in the palace along with sports, wrestlings, poet meets, food festivals, film festivals witnessed by a large number of people. Dasara exhibition is arranged in the Dudakere Maidan by the Karnataka Exhibition Authority where the public and private sector industries, leading business establishments, government departments put up their stalls to promote industrial and corporate business for months. This exhibition held at the exhibition grounds too has a history. It was started by the Maharaja of Mysore, Chamaraja Vodayar X in 1880 with the sole aim of introducing timely developments to the people of Mysore.
celebrations in the palace. Most of the festivities today are conducted by the Karnataka state government, but the traditional pujas are held in the palace by the royal family. Keeping in the values and spirit of the festivities, the puja and rituals of the palace give a special charm to the whole festival. This is a private celebration and very few members of the public get to see it. The celebrations begin with a Gajapayana or the March of the Elephants to the Nagarhole forest, a month before the festival. A set of 8 elephants are received traditional honors at the Jayamartanda gate of the palace. The elephants are led by the chief elephant, carefully chosen to hold the golden howdah. On the first day, Ashvayoja Shukla Naatyam, Prathama Puja is performed to the Atma Vilasa Ganapati. The temple is inside the palace. After the puja, Kankana is tied to the royal heir at a given auspicious time or Muhurat. Exclusive royal robes, specially designed for each day of Dasara, are worn by the royal heir. It was mandatory for the royal heir to follow strict regimes like Sattvic food, following Brahmacharya, and also lead a pious life during Sharan Navaratri. After Kankana Dharana, puja is performed to the idol of goddess Chamundeshwari, placed in Chamundi Totti inside the palace. All weapons pertaining to the Wadeyar dynasty are placed beside the idol of the goddess for puja.
In Bombay Totti, hundreds of dolls are exhibited in a unique and attractive fashion. Indian clay dolls sculpted in the form of Hindu gods, dolls depicting mythology and the history of India are displayed. There are dolls made from woods, marbles and beads. The collections also include dolls from different parts of India and various regions of the world. A pair of Chandan wood dolls dressed as king and queen are the main dolls, which were placed along with the kalasha. A special puja is performed on these dolls for all 10 days. The Patada Ane, Patada Kurude, the royal cow are brought to the Savara Totti for the Kalasha Puja. From Bombay Totti, the royal heir arrives at the Darbar Hall with the emblazonment of the Wadeyar dynasty by the palace employees. Puja to the royal throne amidst Veda Ghosha by the priests is performed, and after doing pradakshina to the throne 3 times, the royal heir ascends the throne. Today, the royal sword Patade Kati is placed on a throne after performing the puja. The idol of Devi Chamundeshwari is brought and placed in the Kannade Totti. The palace building is lit up with 100,000 bulbs. The glittering palace is an amazing sight to watch. If the morning ceremonies were religious and celebrated traditionally, the evenings are dedicated to art and culture. Sri Krishnaraja Wadeyar IV started this tradition to encourage and promote art and culture. This continues to be the case and has performances from artists all over the country. Music concerts by famous musicians from all over the world, austeras by various bands, cultural troupes, drills and dances by different school children take place from the ramparts of the palace. In olden times, guests from all over the world were invited for the evening darbar for witnessing the grand celebrations. Family members of the palace employees had free entrance to the sit-in palace premises and watch the celebrations. Today, there are special invites and common visitors who watch these programs. The state anthem, Kayu Shri Gauri, written by the palace lyricist Shri Bhasapanna Shastri, is played by the Karnataka band before beginning the ceremonies of the evening Dasara. It was a routine of the Patade Kurude, royal horse, the Patade Ane, royal elephant, the silver chariot, the royal cow, royal bulls, the elephant chariot, along with the palace staff or royal karate, to visit the Trineshwara temple inside the palace campus and perform puja for the welfare of the royal dynasty. Later, all would come to the place in the palace campus from where the darbar would be held to pay respects and wish the royal heir. It was a great sight to watch the royal elephant pick a huge bowl of flowers placed on the ground and sprinkle on the royal heir in the darbar hall, which was 20 feet above. This practice continues even today. Wrestling competitions begin at the Kemana Mati, the wrestling arena in the palace campus.
On the third day, Ashvayoja Shukla Tritiya, Gauri Puja is performed by the ladies of the royal family. Ladies of palace employees were invited and given Murat Bani, a winnowing pan filled with groceries, sari, blouse pieces, bangles, fruits, flowers, and various things. This was a colorful religious ceremony. On the fourth day, Ashvayoja Shukla Chauthi, sugar dolls called Shakkare Achu are distributed to the children of the palace employees. On the fifth day, Ashvayoja Shukla Panchami, Saraswati Avana ceremony was performed. This is the ceremony done in preparation of Saraswati Puja on the 7th day. On the 7th day, Ashwina Shukla Saptami, Goddess Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, was worshipped on this day. A grand puja was performed and children of Mysore city were invited to attend the puja. All the children are fed with lots of sweets. They are also presented with beautiful gifts. Devi Laharee was also worshipped on this day. On the 8th day, Ashwina Shukla Ashtami, Goddess Chamundeshwari is worshipped in the form of Durga Devi on this day. All girls below the age of 12 from the royal family and from the family of palace employees were worshipped as young Durga Devis. They were gifted abundantly. On the 9th day, Ashwina Shukla Navami. This is the most important day. Maranavami means the day of the killing. Devi Mahishasura Mardini killed the demon Mahishasura on this day. Lord Rama killed the demon Ravanasura on this day. To mark the victory of Dharma or good over evil, all the weapons, chariots, elephants, horses, etc. are all worshipped on this day. This 9th day is also known as the day of the Ayudha Puja. Rangi Homa is also performed on this day. The Pattade Ani, the Pattade Kudari, the holy cow, the palace armory weapons all are taken to Sri Kodi Someshwara temple in the palace premises through Ane Bhagya. After the temple, the weapons are brought to the Kalyana Mandap for worship. After the evening darbar, the Kankana tied to the royal heir is removed.
On the 10th day, Ashwayuga Shukla Dashmi, the victory or Vijaya of good over evil is celebrated as Vijaya Dashmi. Rama Patbhikshama is performed. The Pattade Ane, Pattade Kurude, silver chariot, holy cow and all weapons are again worshipped and later taken to the Bhuvaneshwari temple. Shami tree on which the Pandavas had hidden their weapons during their exile is worshipped. During the royal regime, the Maharaja of Mysore would sit in the royal Ambari or Howdah tied on the back of the Ambari elephant. This Ambari would lead the victory parade to Mani Mandapa. In recent days, the victory parade is led by the Ambari elephant with goddess Chamundeshwari idol placed inside the Howdah tied on its back. Beautifully decked elephants, horses, chariots, weapons along with various school troops performing drills, wonderful dances, various cultural troops performing colorful traditional activities, folk dance, music arts, artistically designed tableaux depicting culture, tradition, art and sculpture of Karnataka make the victory parade the most amazing and attractive parade. The victory parade starts from the palace premises after the celebrity guest or the CM of the state performs puja to the Chamundeshwari idol. Religious rituals are performed after Ambari reaches Mani Mandapa. Later, a torchlight parade, an equestrian show and a feat of acrobats are also arranged. The much lauded program is the laser show. Military units participate in these shows. The entire parade comes to an end while playing of the national anthem by the military band. After victory parade, the idol of Chamundeshwari will be brought back to Chamunditod in the palace. The royal heir will be dismantled and kept in the strong room of the palace. The golden howdah will be placed in another strong room. The elephants are sent back to Nagar Hole forest. Mysore Palace Sharana Navaratri celebrations are not just spiritual, religious and traditional, but they're also a great entertaining fiesta that depicts the rich culture of Karnataka. Events and inspiring competitions include encouraging arts and sports. A famous saying quotes, "A person who watches, experiences and enjoys Mysore Dasara celebration at least once in his lifetime is surely blessed." Jai Chamundeshwari.
I hope today's program has spiked up the undeniable contagious festive spirit on a different level. This will be continued as the incredible diversity of India can be seen in the array of cultural and religious festivals that are celebrated all across the nation. Tune in tomorrow for another cultural rendezvous. Shri Gurbhyo Namaha.